Yi, and this is my religion presentation on conscience and happiness. So to start off the presentation, I will start with a biblical prayer. Matthew 13:31. He put before them another parable. The kingdom of heaven is like a mustard seed that someone took and sowed in his field. It is the smallest of all the seeds, but when it has grown, it is the greatest of shrubs and becomes a tree, so that the birds of the air come and make nests in its branches. The first concept point that I chose was conscience, and the second course concept point that I chose was happiness. So both of these concepts are on the cables of my suspension bridge, working together to hold up the structure in the same way that both concepts are relevant in my life in today's society. Conscience is the place deep in the human heart where we meet God and respond to His law. God reveals certain aspects of His internal law by giving us the capacity to reason. This is called the natural law. According to the Catholic Catechism 1778 and 1777, moral conscience, present at the heart of the person, enjoins him at the appropriate moment to do good and to avoid evil. It also judges particular choices, approving those that are good and denouncing those that are evil. When he listens to his conscience, the prudent man can hear God speaking. Conscience is also a judgment of reason, whereby the human person recognizes the moral quality of a concrete act that he is going to perform, is in the process of performing, or has already performed. After reading all of the course material and support documents, my understanding of conscience is being able to choose right from wrong. Throughout our lives, we will be faced with many decisions to make. How we choose to make these decisions is influenced greatly by the culture and environment that we grew up in. As we grow up, we learn from our parents, our teachers, and the church what is morally right and wrong. We need to ask ourselves what is the right thing to do, and we need to also make decisions that we are willing to live with. The second key concept that I chose is happiness. The Beatitudes respond to the natural desire for happiness. The Beatitudes teach us that true happiness is not found in riches or well-being, in human fame or power, or in any human achievement, however beneficial it may be, such as science, technology, and art, or indeed in any creature, but in God alone, the source of every good and all love, as mentioned in Catholic Catechism 1723. Happiness is an arbitrary state of mind, and something that makes one person happy may not make another person happy. My understanding of happiness is that it is an effect of choosing the good. When we choose the right pathways in life, it will lead to life fulfillment and happiness. Different things make different people happy. Through the course of our lives, most of us choose things that make us happy. Unfortunately, some people grow up with less freedom to choose what makes them happy. We also find happiness in making others happy, as we are happy when others around us are happy. Communicating with others and having friends make us feel good and loved. The cultural influences around us also help determine what makes us happy and how successful we will be at finding it. Most people's happiness rests upon a truth, such as buying a new car, having children, buying a bigger house. In reality, those won't keep you happy as they are not consistent. They are only a portion of one's needs. It is only in God that we will find our true happiness, and the longing that we have is actually God's calling to us. Research has shown that happy people are less self-centered, less hostile or abusive, less vulnerable to disease, and more loving, forgiving, trusting, energetic, decisive, creative, sociable, and helpful. Listening to one's conscience can help lead the way to happiness. We should listen to our conscience when making our decisions to make sure we are always choosing the good choices. Conscience is viewed as an inner attraction to and love of goodness and justice, and an inner shunning or fear of evil and injustice. Our love of the good leads to feelings of nobility and fulfillment when we do the good, while our shunning and fear of evil leads to feelings of guilt and alienation when we do evil. Making bad choices can cause one to lose their happiness and feel remorse or guilt afterwards. God helps to prepare us in making good moral decisions through His creation of the 10 Commandments and the Beatitudes. Sometimes you may face obstacles that make it difficult to act with a clear conscience, but we need to remember to do what is right. When we're young, we have people helping and guiding us to make these decisions and helping to prepare us to make decisions when we are older. We have to think of others when we make our decisions as well, and how our actions will affect others. I have several supports for my connection. My first support is a quote from Proverbs 21:15. When justice is done, it brings joy to the righteous, but terror to evildoers. So when you listen to your conscience and choose the morally right thing to do, it brings us happiness. However, if you choose against your conscience, you may find that your decisions have brought you misery or regret instead of the happiness that you were seeking. Proverbs 10:9 says, "Whoever walks in integrity walks securely, but whoever takes crooked paths will be found out." This quote relates to the journey in life that you choose and whether or not you choose the right thing when making decisions. My connection is helpful in the world because you can choose to help others find happiness. If your conscience is leading you to do what is morally right, then you can help to make the world a better place by helping the less fortunate. Also, when you're happy, you often want to make other people happy too. People are helping out in charities, food banks, and shelters. Other people try to help in a bigger way by helping out in developing countries. So they help build homes, plant crops, and give gifts. This makes a big impact on the world because deciding to help the less fortunate, we are reaching out and connecting with those in need, which is turning the world into a better place where everyone has the opportunity for food and shelter. When you help others, it also adds to your own inner happiness. So this is my bridge to the kingdom of God. And although the entrance pathway is a straight road leading to the kingdom of God, one has to endure many decisions and choices throughout their lives to keep on the straight path. So at the beginning of the path, we develop the formation of our conscience. We learn from a young age what is right and wrong by the people that influence our lives. Our parents, teachers, siblings, and church upbringing all contribute to what we perceive of right and wrong and to the development of our character. They all try to start us off on the right pathway to help prepare us for making our own decisions when we are older. So I've labeled these two pillars that are supporting the entranceway as on the bridge as the school and the Catholic Church. So these have been two major influences in my life since I was young, and they have taught me about what is right and wrong. I also have met many great people through school and church, which have helped me become a better and a happier person. These two pillars are working together to support my bridge because they have been closely intertwined in my life. I've grown up seeing members of the church, such as the priests, both in my school and at my church. Mass has been held in my elementary school gym as well as my high school gym. My friends that I have been growing up with are part of my school family and my church family. When I received all my sacraments throughout elementary school, I learned what is right and wrong and how to live a happy, fulfilled life. I also had to make some contributions in the church community as volunteer work, which helped me become aware of the good I could do in society. I became aware that there are people that are less fortunate than I am, and that there are always ways that we can help them. The teachings of the church have been part of my daily life throughout high school as I go to a Catholic school. The Bible, the commandments, and the other scriptures that I've read throughout my life help me to develop a moral conscience in my lifelong journey towards happiness. Having the church as one of my pillars helps to support my path because not only does it support my bridge, but it also has been supporting me in my whole life. I know the church is always there when I need someone to talk to or guidance or any kind of help. The church also taught me what is important in life, things such as family, friends, God, and love. Those things are more important than the material things that society leads us to believe are important. Many of the important events in my life have taken place in church. My baptism, my first communion when I was in grade 2, dances in grade 6, confirmation in grade 7, graduation in grade 8, weddings of family members, as well as other family members' religious events. So the school is also supporting my path because it has an influence not only on my education, but also who I am today. My teachers and friends have helped me keep me on the right path and give me a good sense of direction. All the classes that I took helped me to figure out who I am and what I want to do as a future career. I have set some high goals for myself that I'm working hard to attain, and I've chosen a path that will bring me happiness and fulfillment. I realize that along my way there are going to be obstacles and times where I'm going to have to stop and reflect on the decisions I'm going to be making. According to the Catechism 1787, man is sometimes confronted by situations that make moral judgments less assured and decision difficult, but he must always seriously seek what is right and good and discern the will of God expressed in divine law. The yield sign represents times where I might have to pause and take time to reflect on my options. I know that during these times, I have the support of the church and my friends and family to help overcome the obstacles. These obstacles may include changing my education path, deciding which career to take, where to live when I'm older, whether to have children, and many other decisions. My next two pillars are working together to hold up the last part of my bridge, and they are the hospital and a building that represents a variety of different charities. My conscience has led me to find ways to help people less fortunate than me, and I will continue to do this throughout my life. In my future career, I will be working in a hospital, helping people and hopefully making a difference in people's lives. The charity building represents a variety of different charities that provide opportunity to give back to the community. For example, donating to food banks multiple times a year to help the hungry. The building could also represent the Denise House, which is a women's shelter that my family donates to at least 10 times a year. My elementary school ran a program every year called Be an Angel, where each class was assigned a family to help and support at Christmas time. My family supported this program every year, and I've always felt so proud bringing in items that the family would enjoy for Christmas. My hockey team also supported a family during past Christmases. I proudly use my own money that I earned by doing chores to purchase items to surprise them with. My other pillar is the hospital. I'm currently enrolled in a med lab science program at a university, which will give me the opportunity to work in laboratory, diagnosing blood and tissue from patients. I feel like this is what I was meant to do, and it is another way of giving back to the community because I will be determining what illnesses patients have so they could be treated and hopefully cured in time. The charity building and hospital support my path because my conscience tells me that the right thing to do is to help people. And not only will I get fulfillment from helping people, but I am making people happy too. So as I reach the kingdom of God, the first thing I notice is the leader, which is Christ the King. The kingdom is surrounded by clouds, and the main water source is a river surrounded by rocks that runs through the kingdom. It is very peaceful, and it's a place where everyone is equal and everyone gets along with one another. People communicate with one another and enjoy each other's company. Everyone works together to accomplish goals for the common good. The sun provides energy for the lush plant life, as well as for humans and animals. I will be entering the kingdom of God with a strong moral conscience thanks to my pillars, and I will continue to do good once I am there. I will also be entering the kingdom as a happy and fulfilled person, ready to begin my new life there.